Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Wow, this is beautiful. Um, you're all warmly welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for giving the room to grow. Thank you for that's beautiful. That's nice. Okay, so good morning, everyone, and welcome to Front End Engineer Masterclass, powered by Ascent Africa. Now, today I am very excited to have learner journey. Wow, this is huge. I really love this. And today we will be joining us from you have been joining us from across the continent, from Africa to Egypt to Ethiopia to Ghana to Nigeria to Morocco to Algeria and beyond. You are very, very much welcome to this masterclass. And this is more than just a class, I must say. It's a community of dreamers and builder coming together. Today isn't just about learning code, so I want you to sit back and enjoy the moment. Also, it's about unlocking opportunities that could reshape your future, your own career in tech. So stay with Sales and until the very end because I have a very special thing waiting for you there. So for those who stay back and for this session, trust me, you will not want to stick around. You want to stick around rather. Now it's my pleasure. You would want to stick around and enjoy the moment. So please um, join me as I welcome someone special to you for today's masterclass. Is It's my pleasure to introduce over to you the instructor for today, Mr. Farouk Shobola, a software engineering who is over 5 years of experience, who has tutored more than 100 people into tech and built software for organization value for over $500,000. Now, he's a well-learned person. Is a very special person. Is very very intelligent in this field, and is here to share with us his knowledge on tech and on front-end engineering. So stick with me, and please, if you have any question, do not hesitate to drop it in the comment section. If you have any question at all, do not hesitate to drop it in the comment section. So while we welcome Mr. Shobola, Mr. Farouk, please let's use our emoji to welcome him down. Let's use our emojis. If you're live, use your emojis to welcome Mr. Farouk Shobola for this session. Mr. Farouk Shobola, are you there?
Good morning, everyone. Hope you guys can hear me. Like so, can you hear me?
Okay, welcome, and please over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Sarah. Mike check. I want to confirm if I'm audible enough. Can you hear me? You can use the chat, just comment. Can you hear me?
I can we, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. You guys are welcome to this masterclass. It's a pleasure joining you guys here to explain what content engineering is all about. Okay. So today's class will be exploring front-end engineering. We'll be doing awesome things. Okay. So I it's like two sides, two sessions. I have a slide that I'm going to first of all go through. I'm going to share my slide, explain some things. Then after that, we are going to, because it's a master class, so we need to learn one or two things. Okay. Um, I have a hands-on lab prepared a lab, just like something we are going to code along. So if you are now with your laptop, you can grab your laptop to, so that we can code along. While we are done with the slide, we move into the the coding session where we are going to design, build an app using the front end tool. Okay, so first I would share with you I'm going to share my slide to just show us the um, what we are going to be building for today. So we see first Then I'll go through my slide, and after we are going to do we will do the slide, then we go back to building what I'm about to show us. Okay, so let me share my slide now. So we can start. Few minutes, please. Okay, while I'm sharing my screen, there in the email that was sent to us before we joined this meet, there is a form in there for question and answers. So if you have questions and answers, you can like go to that form and fill it to drop your question and answers. You can check the email you received, check that email again, or check the chat box. Oh, the the link will be shared in the chat box for question and answers. So you can drop your questions there and it will be answered in the question and answer session. Okay, okay, let me share my screen and show us what we'll be building for today. One second. Okay, my bad, I'm coming. I will share my screen in a bit. Okay, you'll see I'm looking at my screen. I have my camera right here and my screen is right in the front. So I will like be switching, like looking into my screen. So please permit me. I will be doing that. Please permit me. Okay. Finding it. I want to share my screen. My badge. Okay, hope you guys can see my screen. Hope you guys can see my screen. So, okay, so today in the lab session, we'll be building this beautiful restaurant app. It's a beautiful restaurant app. Okay, I can see the emoji. You guys like, okay. So, we're building this app. It has an obsession that tells us about this restaurant. And then we have this next session that's telling, oh, why do you choose this particular site? And so images for food. And scrolling down, we have this beautiful CTA and the footer. All right. And on this particular site as well, we have two buttons. The view menu, we have this other button right here where we can see all menus. And then we have beautiful tall glass right here. We have this beautiful tall glass that will filter based on what we click on. When we click on main courses, you can see the main courses, appetizers, desserts, and then we have the footer as well. Going to the order section, we have this order where we can filter as well. We can filter and I can add to cart. When I add item to cart, you can see this beautiful pop-up and it's showing my order right here. I can recommend for two, for three, and the price also changes down here. Okay. And then I can also add another item to cart. The beautiful pop-up comes up again. I can increment, order for seven, add another thing, add more, I can as well remove things. I can proceed to checkout. If I click on proceed to checkout, okay. Now go to build menu. If I have a custom order, like I want to build mine by myself, I can select appetizers. When I choose the appetizers, it's list out appetizers that are available. I can select the one I prefer. Then I'm going to fill up this guy. Say it's for 6 people. Then save my menu, or reset it. Okay, awesome, awesome. Like I say, we are all pumped to dive in. But before we go with that, let's first of all go through the theories before we go into the other session, which is the practical aspect of it. Okay, all right. I'll be sharing my slide now, so we can start with that first. Okay, let me share my slide now. Share my slide. Okay, now my slide is up. Hope you guys can see it. If you can see it, kindly use the thumbs up. If you guys can see my screen. Okay, thank you very much, David. Thank you, Simon. Okay, all right. Augustine, your hands is up. Please, let's wait till the question and answer session. All right, what do you need? Augustine, your hands is up. Can Augustine hear me? Augustine, if you don't have a question, kindly lower your hands. Thank you very much. Okay, now I have here the slide. So front-end engineering, unlocking the power of building websites and applications. Okay, now what is front-end engineering? Front-end engineering is the art of creating the user-facing side of website and application. User-facing, I mean, that's particular screen you see. The screen you see, is the art of creating that user interface. Okay, so where design meets code. Now you have to design. Okay, where design meets code, that's UI plus UX, and then the power of everything the user sees and interacts with. The front end is the power of what the user sees and interacts with. What user sees is um, what you have on your screen. Now you go to YouTube or you go to Facebook.com. What you see on your screen is done by a front-end engineer. It was built, everything was built from scratch by a front-end engineer. And that is what we are going to learn today. And from what you can see from the demo I showed, right, it is about food. You can see colors, you can see images, you can see buttons, and you can interact with it. When I click on add to cart, it works. When I click on increment that I want to increment a particular menu, you can see it works fine. When I click on remove, everything is smooth. So that is it's the power. You interact with things on your screen. When you go to YouTube, you click on the subscribe, something happens, right? So that is the power of everything on the screen. Okay, moving on, the front end is everywhere. So every app, every website you see, it comes alive through front end code. So it is through the front end code. That is why that app you see comes alive. The app you interact with. If it's not interactive, if you cannot click on a button and something happens, it's not um, interactive. Do you understand? So if you can't see colors, like something beautiful, a particular animation, something moving on the site, it's not interactive. Okay. So now you can see some logos I have there. You have Netflix. Because Netflix has some interactivity in it, like the next, the rewind, the pause and play, and you can see that the video is playing. That is what, you click button, the play, the pause. That is what you see on your screen, and it makes that guy interactive. Now, if you go to Amazon to purchase, you say the book. Let's say, for example, you want to buy a book. You say the book. You can check images of the book. You can check reviews. You can click on buy now or purchase, and you can fill in your details, pay through that platform. If the front end is not done well, it will make that site alive, whereby you can pay and do other interactive things on the screen. Okay, why front-end engineering matters? The reason why front-end engineering matters is it shapes the first impression of a product. If you are doing on Amazon site and the interface is not good, you are not even going to search for a book, not to talk of maybe paying through that platform. But because the look and feel is nice, that's why you proceed to search for the book. Then at the end of the day, you pay for that particular book. So that is the reason why front-end engineering matters. Another thing is that it is critical for user experience and engagement. So that your user can be engaged on a page, on your website, on your web app, you need to make the front end good. Okay, so that when the user lands on the page, they are going to perform one or two actions on the page before they leave, just like what we are going to build in the second part of this uh, masterclass. If the website, if the landing page is not good enough, people won't go to the menu to purchase things. If they are, when they land on the site and it's not even making sense, they won't purchase anything on our site. So it is critical that we make sure our front end is good. All right. Now, it is used by every businesses with a digital presence. There is no website or there is no app built built for a particular business that won't have a front end. It's not possible. Because what will your users see? What will they feel when they land on that site? So you need that front end. If you are a digital person or if your business is a digital business, you need front end engineering. Okay. Um, Moving on, the core front end technologies. So I'm kind of summarizing, not really summarizing, but I am trying to balance things, not go straight and as well, not to make it boring too. The core front-end technologies we have the HTML for structure, we have CSS, style and layouts. Now let's break it down. I want to break it down into simple steps. Now we have HTML for structure, we have CSS, style and layouts, we have JavaScript, interactivity and logic, and frameworks or libraries like React, Vue, and Angular. Let me explain from one. Now, the HTML. The HTML for structure. You will understand when we start the example or the coding session, the hands-on session. HTML is like the structure where you build, let's take it like a house. I like explaining things with scenarios so we understand faster. Now, I will use a building, a house, as just for the sake of clarity. Now, the structure here means the structure of our website. We use HTML to build it. Let's assume a house is our website. Before we start building a house, we need a structure. The structure is when we stack bricks on top of each other, right? That's the structure of the house. So HTML is like we are stacking bricks on top of one another to create the structure of the site. Now, going to the next thing, which is the CSS, the style and layout. The style of our website, the color, the painting, the alignment, how we position things, how we are going to design our kitchen, how we design our living room, how we design our bedroom, where we are going to put the wardrobe or the closet, where we put the bed frame, the beddings, where we put the TV in our living room, and all of that is done by CSS. That's layout, right? The layouts, style and all of that, painting, colors. So that is the CSS. Now, in regards to our website, the look, the colors, the images, you understand, the layout of our website. Either we want 2 colon or 3 colon, we want a card design and all of that is done by CSS. CSS handles that part for us. Now, for the JavaScript is the interactivity and logic. On our website, the interactivity and logic on our website is when I click on a button, it should print out something. From the demo I showed, when I click on add to cart, it's adds that item to my cart and I can as well increment it. That is interactivity. And what is behind that interactivity is logic. It is logic, not just, oh, when I click on the button, something happens. It is logic. Logic happens behind the scene. When you click on it, it's increments. When you click on it, it adds to cart. There's a logic that makes those things work. So that is JavaScript on our website. Now, JavaScript in the house scenario, the building scenario, is when I press the light switch, the light should come on, the light should turn on, right? When I press the light switch again, the light should go up. That is JavaScript. Now, you pressing on it is the interactivity. There is the logic that the electrician has done behind the scenes that you do not know. Like when you press that switch, there's a particular thing that happens that makes the light come up, and there's another thing that happens that makes the light go up, right? So that is JavaScript in relation to our building scenario. Now, when you go to the toilet, you flush the toilet, the water runs and drains whatever that's in the toilet, right? So that is another example, another JavaScript example. Okay, and that is the HTML, CSS, JavaScript are the three main technologies we use in front end. The three main technologies we use in front end. The HTML for structure, the style and layout for colors and positioning, and the JavaScript for interactivity and logic. Okay, now when we say frameworks and libraries, framework and libraries are built on top of the core technologies. Framework and libraries, they are built on top of the core technologies, technologies like um, the JavaScript, technologies like CSS. CSS has frameworks and it has like a lot of frameworks, but I can mention like three. It has Tailwind, it has Bootstrap, it has Goma, while JavaScript libraries are React, Vue, Angular. So those things, framework and libraries make writing the core technologies easier and faster. You can do things in like within 2, 3 minutes. And instead of you worrying or struggling doing that with the core technologies, the frameworks and libraries make that thing much more simpler and easier to go with. Okay, now let's move on. Essential tools that we need for front-end engineering. If you want to become a front-end engineer, you need these four tools listed on the screen. You need a VS Code, the IDE, Integrated Development Environment, to write your code. There is a particular software you need to type your code into before you can run it and it works, which is the VS Code. The VS Code is the software you use to write your code. We have the Chrome Dev tool for debugging. I would have said, let's just say browser. Yes, you need browser because it is there. It says Chrome Dev tool, right? So we need browser. A browser, it can be Mozilla, it can be Safari, it can be Google Chrome. You need a browser. Git and GitHub for collaboration. There's what we call Git and GitHub. Git is like a version control system to help you manage the versions of your app at a particular time. I know most of you have heard of, oh, Java version 1, Opera Mini version 2, Opera version 7, things like that. So that is similar as well. You have the Git to help you manage the versions of your app. Okay. And then the GitHub is where you keep your source code, where you store your a cloud-based storage where you save your the code you've written where you save it to. We have Figma for design collaboration. This Figma for the front-end engineer is not really to design because designers, those that build the UI UX use Figma. But the reason why Figma is here is you'll be given the design you're about to build most times using design collaboration. So like Figma, we have Sketch, XD, and the likes. So we need Figma as well. All right. Now, moving on, the front end engineering workflow, the front end workflow. So there is this link in the chat. If you have questions, just go and submit your questions through that link so it can be answered. Okay. Now moving on, the front end workflow. We are planning and wireframing, which is the design phase, designing the UI UX, designing that particular site you're about to build, writing the codes in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, testing and debugging it. And when we are done testing and debugging, we deploy, right? So that this is the workflow of the um, front end engineering when you want to build a site or you want to build an app. Okay. Now moving on, career opportunity. Okay, career opportunity as a front end engineer. So you can be a front end developer, you can be a UI engineer, you can be a mobile front end, React Native or Flutter, because when you know about front-end engineering, you can dabble into, I'm specialized in web or I'm specialized in mobile. You can do both as well. You know, in Africa, we do a lot of things. So some people have the knowledge of being a front-end developer and do UX hybrid role. UX, you know, you just have knowledge of, oh, why is this thing done like this? Why is this in this way? So that is the career opportunities of that are in front end engineering. Now, why learn front end engineering? Why learn front end engineering? Is a big question. Why? Now, the demand of front end engineering is is increasing. We have high demand and the salaries are competitive. I think the average salary of a front end engineer is I think it is $120,000 per annum, if I'm correct. Think 120,000, and that's a lot of money. Flexibility, you can convert that in your currency. I'm talking is in USD, $120,000. Um, Flexibility, you can work from your house, you can freelance for uh, agencies, you can freelance for business, for entrepreneurs. It's just, it is flexible. You can work for organizations and you'll be at home, which is the remote. You can as well work with different agencies, by freelancing for them. Now, it's the gateway to full stack development. If you want to become a full stack developer, you can start with front end and you transition into back end, then you become a full stack developer. So learning front end first will make it's just like a stepping stone to becoming a full stack developer. So and having knowledge of front end and back end, which is the full stack, you can, even get more jobs, you can be able to work in different organizations, you can build a robust application on your own without anybody's help. The only person you just need, yeah, without anybody's help, you can build everything from scratch, from ground up, and you'll be good. Can start your own business. You can start building your products. Okay, I think this is the last slide. Conclusion and call to action. All right. So front end engineer. Front end is the gateway into web development. Anyone can start with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which we are going to start with. We can our practice plus different projects is equals to groups. That's just my own simple mathematics, um, mathematics there. So practice for projects equals growth. Anyone can start learning from them. It is the basic step to becoming a full stack engineer, full stack developer. Okay, so that is all. That is all on my slide. I hope we all are good. If we have questions now, I can take maybe one or two questions before we start with the what's the name? Before we start with the coding session. Okay, I can see everyone's excited. Okay, nice one. Thank you, everyone. Before we start with the coding session, um,
Um, Thank you very much, Mr. Farouk. That was beautiful. It's an incredible session. Let's give it in. Let's give it in. Let's give it in for him. Thank you very much. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful breakdown front end engineering in such a practical and inspiring way. So now this is the moment we have been waiting. Before we go into the QA session, let me remind you of the reward I mentioned earlier. It's only for those who stay with us, and I can see the impact. This is great. Now, this is what I want us to do. I'm reminding you, still stick with us because the reward is huge. You will benefit greatly from it. Now, Mr. Farouk, there are some questions for you here. I have questions for you, but before I ask you this following question, please, if you have any question, do not hesitate to drop it in the comment section or you raise your hand. So if you raise, we will attend to your question, and please don't forget to drop your question in the comment section. But before then, okay, so Mr. Farouk, are you with me?
yes, I'm with you. Okay, so if you guys are with your laptop, you can just let's continue with this session. If you guys are with your laptop, you can grab your laptop and your VS Code. Let's just start with a little bit. Let's start from here and we can replicate what we have on my screen earlier. The preview I just showed, we can replicate. Okay, are you guys with your screen?
Mr. Farouk, are you there?
Oh yeah, I'm there. I'm trying to prepare my screen. Sorry for much. I don't know. And the mic is muted. Okay, 1 second, please. Okay. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, if you can see my screen, kindly let me know. Just the reaction. Let me know if you can see my screen. Okay, thank you very much. All right. How many of us are with our PCs? How many of us are with our laptop? Okay, I can see David. Okay, so this session we've spent like 30 minutes. Okay, and we don't want this masterclass to be just long and without time. So I'm going to the coding session will be for 5 minutes. I'll try as much as possible to be fast and as well explain as much as possible as I can. Okay. So just you can code along. I might be a little bit fast, but we have this streaming on YouTube, and I'm going to as well share us a particular link where we can grab the session. Oh, we are going to receive an email after this where this resources will be the one I built, the record where you can watch the recording of that. Are we good? All right. Okay, how long does the course last? This masterclass is for an hour, 30 minutes, and we'll spend like 30 minutes, so I don't want to waste much of the time. Every resources used will be shared. No problem with that. Every resources used will be shared. Okay. Um, Now I will go to my desktop. I'm going to go to my desktop from here. Okay, from my desktop. I've showed you the completed version. So from my desktop, let me just create a folder here. I'm going to create a new folder and I will name it. Let me just say restaurant app, or let me not say restaurant app. Let me call it the name of my app, which is Bella Vista, right? And call it the name of my app. So Bella Vista. Okay. All right. Okay, I will answer all questions at the end of the session, no problem. I will answer all questions. So if you have any questions, just use that link that was sent in the chat. Use that link. I will answer all questions. I'll try as much as possible to answer every single question. Okay. Now, so I'm going to open, I have VS Code, so I'm going to open this with my VS Code. Okay, let me zoom so you guys can see my screen. Okay. All right. So we have a lot to do, so we are going to be fast a little bit. So I'll create index.html because that's now this particular file is an HTML file. So I'm going to create index.html file now. I'm creating index.html file, and then we this is HTML file. If you want to create any HTML file, the name of the project, then index.r. The name of the project, or the name of the file rather, which mine is index, then .html to signify that this particular file is an HTML file. Just like we have it for images. You see images, then it end with PNG or .pdf. Okay, let me use that. .pdf files are the next. So HTML has this code called the HTML boilerplate or the simple HTML. So this code, as this particular ID has a it has this image whereby it can help me complete my code. So I'll just type HTML then colon 5 tab. It's going to write that guy for me. So I'm going to say Bella Vista, sorry, restaurant. Okay. Now Bella Vista restaurant in there. I'm going to first preview. Let me just use this preview. I will go live so we can see it. Okay. So this is the preview over here. Okay. So let's maximize. This is blank for now. So I would um, just continue writing my code. Okay. Yeah. And I'm going to start with the nav because in my preview, in my own site, right here, it has this. Okay, let me do this. I'm coming. Let me do this so we can see the comparison of what we are doing. I will be doing two things at the same time. Okay, let me close this guy. Okay, so let me paste this. This is the this completed what's it called? Completed site. So I want to do preview, and this is the other one. This is the one we are just creating, and this is the completely built site. Okay, so we are going to, check in, then switch screens. So we check the layout or what we are going to build here, then here we are going to see the results. Okay, now the first thing we want to build is this guy up here, which is the navigation menu, right? The navigation menu. I think the session is being recorded. Yes, it's being recorded and it's also streamed to YouTube. Two things. So you can watch it on YouTube. It's on our YouTube channel. Okay, so I'll go back to my code editor and then I'm going to create that the navigation. Okay, now in my body, I'm going to write nav. The nav, I'm going to give the nav a class of navbar. In that nav, I will create another div. I'll call it nav container. In that guy, I'm going to create another div of nav logo. So in the logo, I'll just create a H2 that will say Bella Vista. Bella Vista, okay. Now I'll go to the menus. Nav menu, and then I will have an li that we have a class of nav nav item, and in that guy, I'm going to have okay. I'm going to create this 4 times. Sorry, I'm using a shortcut, and then I will have an anchor in there. Okay. Okay. So here I have a li, then I have an anchor in it, and then in here I'm going to write home for the 4 menus. I write home. The next one says menu. The next one says, oh, let's check. The next one says home menu, order, and build menu. Okay. So home menu, order, and the last one says build menu. Okay. Okay, let's review. If I go back to my review now, you can see we have Bella Vista, we have the home menu, order, and build menu, right? So, okay, let me make my screen a little bit big so you can see. Okay, so we've made this particular guy, okay, I need to, okay, please manage it, please. We have, it's not, it's disrupting what we have over here. Okay, I think I can go this way. So we have this home menu, order, build menu, but it's not beautiful. That means we just have the structure done with HTML. Is that not? It is done with HTML. We don't have the structure yet. Everything is not looking as good as we want it to be. So we need to adjust that. Okay, we need to adjust that. So now I'm going to create another file, which is a CSS file that we are going to use in here that will make this menu look beautiful. Okay, the CSS that will make this menu look beautiful. The link is showing everything is working, but we can't see colors. It's not colorful. All right. So I'll create a new file here. I will call it, I'll create a folder, style.c, no, not style.css, just say styles. In that folder, I'm going to create a new file and call it, oh, sorry, I want to create it in the styles, main.css. Now, in here, in order not to waste much of our time, I will just explain, but I'm going to paste the whole code for the main, for the style. I'm going to paste the style so we can move fast. Okay, so let me just bring in those code. It's like I have a pre-template or like a base that we are just going to use. Okay, so let me just bring it in. And then here I will paste it. I've pasted the code. Okay, let me just explain. I'm doing this because of time, because there are some things that I will just try to emphasize on. The way CSS works is this. Now, HTML, the HTML is written in tags. Now, I've written a little bit of HTML. Let me explain this now. Now, HTML is written in tags. We have different type of tags. This BOGY is called a tag in HTML. LI is called a tag in HTML. H2 is called a tag in HTML. We now have different type of tags. Two tags are the most common variants, like a variant of tag. We have the open tag We have open tag. I'm going to delete this. I'm just using as an example. This open tag are written this way. We have the open angle brackets, H2, close angle brackets, and it will have a second, which is a little bit different from the first. This one that does not have a forward slash before it is the open tag, while the one that has this forward slash before it is the close tag. And anything you want to write must go with between those two tags, the open and the close. Now, between it, I'm going to write this is a heading. Now, this is a heading right here is considered the content. Everything is referred to as an element. This is the open tag. This is the content. This is the content. And this guy is the close tag. Everything is referred to as element. Okay. Now, not close tag. We have self close tags. Self-closed tags are tags that does not have a open side, neither a closed side. Tags like inputs, this type of tag. This is how you write it. Inputs. They do not have open, neither do they have a closed. That's how you write tags. And then we have a lot of tags. You can just try to Google search them, different HTML5 tags. You will see like a lot of them. There are more than 50. We have a lot. We have a lot. Now, I'm not using Python. This code is not Python. This is HTML for that question. It's an HTML file. This is HTML, not Python. Now, that is on HTML. Now, for CSS, we use what we call property to write CSS, different from the HTML. We use property here. It's not tags. So property in HTML, property in CSS, and we also use what we call selectors. Selectors. Now these guys are here. This body is a selector, and it is called element selector. Element selector. That is what we refer to these guys. Now the selector. Let me just write a pseudo code for us so we can get that. A pseudo code. Now in CSS, selector COR, the selector, then oops. Now the selector, then I will say this declaration block. In that declaration block, we then start writing our property, colon, the value, semicolon. This is how CSS works. And if we look at it, I said the body is a selector, right? We have the body, which is matching with this guy. Then we have this declaration block, which is also matching. We have the property. Font family is a property. Line height is called property. Color is called a property. Background color is called a property. Then the value attached after the colon. We have a colon, right? Then we write the value, semicolon. That's what we did here. A colon, we write the value, then the semicolon comes after it. That is how CSS works. And this guy at the font family just trying to use a particular font. A font. I hope we all know what font is. And the font is up here. The font we are using for this particular project is Inter. This font, Inter. Okay, now let's move on. I hope we understood it. We have a lot of CSS properties too. You can check it out. Google, just Google search CSS properties, and we are going to see a lot of them. And we can as well go to W3 schools to check for these properties and what they do. It is explained over there. They tell you the properties, and I think that should be dropped in the chat, the link, that particular website, so you can check the link for that, the properties and all of those. Now let's continue. So if I go back to my preview now to check my site, go there to check my site. If I refresh, it's still not changing color. Why? I need to link my HTML to my CSS so that the colors and all of those that I just added will work. Okay, so I will go to my CSS now, or my HTML rather. In my HTML, I will link my HTML to my CSS so that I'm going to see the CSS in my HTML. So after my title tag here, I will add a link tag. I'll call it a link. And in here, I'll say the relationship is a style sheet. Then the link to that file is inside my styles folder, SYLES styles. And what is the name? Main.css. Now, if I save my code, go back to my browser here, we can all see. Now, this guy has a color, and these guys are on the right side of my screen. But it's not accurate. It's not accurate yet. This one is perfect already, but these ones, the home, the menu, the other, and build menu, they are not that okay yet because the colors are not black. We can still see this orange or what this purple color rather. You can still see the purple, but we are halfway there. Who is excited? Who find this interesting? So that is just simple. It's simple, and then if you understood it, you can just change things, do a lot. And let me just explain why this thing changed to red color. Let me just show us where the code is written. In here, which is the nav logo, this nav logo right here. Uh, if you check it, if you check the nav logo in the main CSS, if you scroll all the way down, you are going to see where it is styled. The nav logo, okay, let me find that. Nav logo, yes, here. I gave it a color, and the color is what? A red color. Do you guys see that? It's the red color. So that is why we have this red color. That is why we have that guy changed to a red color. Here, you see this red. That is why it changed to this red color. And for the menu, the reason why it didn't change is because I haven't added a particular thing, which is in here. It needs a class. It needs a class. I need to add a class to it. Say a class of nav link, and then I'm going to set this first one as the active class. Okay, now if I go back there now, you can see it's now exactly the same thing. This home has an underlined the menu order and build menu. Same here, menu order build menu, and we've built this top section. Everything is done. Do we all find it interesting? If it's kind of difficult, you can rewatch. You can rewatch this how it is made up. You can rewatch. Because of time, we need to cover a lot, and this is almost we're almost at 1 hour, so I need to just try to explain one or two before time's up. Okay. All right. Now let's move on with the rest of this. Let's go to the hero section. The hero section, I'm going to write that after I want to design what I want to design now is this part, okay, where this image is written and this where the image is and this text. Welcome to Bella Vista with these two buttons. So that's what I want to do now. So I'm going to go back to my HTML because it's still in the same file, it's still on the same page. I'm going to write it in the same file. Okay. Now for the hero section, we come here. I'm going to just write a simple comment. I'll say hero section, and then I will have a section that has a class of hero section. Oh, sorry. Section that has a class of hero. Then a div that has a class of container. And then another div that has a class of hero flex. And then another div that has a class of hero content. So in the hero contents, I have this H1 tag that will tell us welcome to Bella Vista. Welcome to Bella Vista. And then I have a p tag that will now write the content for us. Here, I have a p tag, a p that will say experience. Oh, let me hide this so you can see the experience authentic. I just have to copy it. Okay. So in there, let's first of all preview. If we preview, uh, if we preview the code here, now it says experience authentic Italian cuisine with a modern twist. We can't see the first one because there is a it is hiding behind this guy. So I need to bring it out. There is a way I will bring it back out so we can see it. Okay, the explanation cannot be made in depth because of time. Okay, because of time. That is what really happened. But I'll try as much just to explain as much as I could. Now we have this arrow button. Don't worry, the resources will be shared, the slides, the link to get this particular app, everything will be shared. Now, the arrow button, the first one that says view order or view menu. This one, the first one is view menu, while the second one is order order now. Yes, view menu order now, and then we have this image. The image, the div, the class. The class says hero image. The class says hero image, and in there we have image tag. The image tag. This image tag is also a self-close. You don't need to write open and close for it. The image is a self-close. So I'm going to copy the link to that image. So I'll copy the link from my paste it. Now, this SRC points to the place where the image exists. You can see it's a pixel image from pixel. Image.pixels.com. This image is on pixel. So if I should check out this link, you are going to see the image on pixels. You can see this particular image is from pixels. So, and that's what I'm using. That's what I'm using, right? So let me go back to my app. And this alternative text is the, in case of screen readers, those that cannot see, those that use another particular tool to view our website, the tool will be able to read out to them that, oh, there's an image on this site, but the image is a delicious Italian food. And it wasn't the image, it's pasta, right? Pasta is common among the Italians, right? So if I go back to preview my app now, you can see view menu, the two buttons, and the image. The image is a little bit large. We need to reduce the size. The image, the header, and this buttons. Okay. Now I'm going back. Okay, I'm going back. Let me just copy the style for this second guy to the styles. Let's copy the styles. Okay, and we create. Let me copy the styles. So in my styles, in here, I'm going to create a new style. I'll call it home.css as the home page. Then I will paste that. When I paste that, you can see up here, I've designed some things. I've designed the hero. I've designed another thing. So if I preview now, if I preview, it's not going to work. Why? You know, when I did it for the nav, it didn't work. When I said I need to link my CSS to my HTML. So the same thing we are going to do now. We will link the CSS as well to the HTML. So I'll go back to my HTML, then I will link. So I will link, so pretty much that's LINK, yes. The link, and then it's going to be a relationship of style sheet to STYLE. Style sheet is going to have an href of styles. What's the name of the file now? It is home.css. Home.css. Now, if I go back, review, we can see awesome, awesome, and interesting. This section two is done. We are done with this one. The only thing left is these two buttons. Okay, we are left with the buttons, and the reason why the buttons are not showing yet is I didn't add a particular what's it called, a class. There is a class I need to add to the buttons to that will make it work fine. Okay, so I will go back to my buttons now, which is these two guys. The buttons here, they need a class. I will add a class that will say BTN. Okay, now this BTN is just like a class in here that I used to design my button. This guy, this BTN for the button, you can see it up here. And I will attach primary and secondary to one of them. So I will say for the first one, I want a BTN primary, and for the second one, I want BTN secondary. Now go back to my app, so fresh and boom. This is awesome. Now we are building a site. And if we check, very, very accurate. Accurate and interesting. The only thing that's not working now is this menu, order, build menu. When you click on this, it's not going anywhere. So let's just stop halfway. We'll build this guy and this guy. The rest of the code will be shared. This particular guy, and we have this section, the section, and the footer. Okay, and the footer. So what I just want to do, I will copy the code for the rest of this HTML on the home page so we can move to another page. The rest of this section, the third section, and other section, I'm going to just copy it and drop it there. So hero section, let me copy the next section, which is that 3 card section. I will paste that first, this section. Let me copy this 3 section. So I'll paste that first for us to just move, okay? Now, if I paste that, go back to my review. This is mine, the one we are still building. You can see we pasted this section. Let's go for the next one. The next one is that popular this session. And let me just copy the rest up to footer. I want to explain JS. That is why I want to explain JavaScript to us. Okay. Now I will explain one after another. The popular dish session, this guy where we have that 3 dish session, you can see all image are from pieces. And then we go the CTA that has that red color and the what's the name? The footer. Okay. Now go back. This is mine. And this page is done. The page is done. Let's go to page number 2. Page number 2, we have this guy here. When we open it, that's the menu where we can filter by appetizers. It's loading. The appetizers, I say pasta, it loads. If I say pizza, it loads. This thing is done with JavaScript. It's a logic. JavaScript handles it. Okay, so because I want to go straight to this to the JavaScript part, I will copy the code for this section, but I will tell you how to create it. I'll just copy the code so I can go to JavaScript to explain a little bit of how to do that filter. Okay, now let me go to my VS Code again. I will create for the next page. It is a menu.html page. Menu.html. I'm going to create, just grab the HTML for that screen, grab everything. It's just related to what we have. I will paste it here. Now, the footer is there, and this is where the list of items will go. Now, the menu items will be populated by JavaScript. If I should show you that page here, on my own screen. Let me change. Okay, not don't let me change. Let me make the menu work. Let me make the menu work. So when I click on menu here, it's not working yet. You can see we are not going to the menu page. So to make that work, I will update something in my HTML screen here. For that menu.js, I will update this guy. So whenever I click on it, I will update this. I'll say menu.html. I will also do the same for this guy. Index.html. I'll do order.html. And for the last one, build menu.html. So build-menu.html. Okay. Now, if I should go back now, everything will work fine. Come back here, refresh it. Now, if I click on menu, I'm now on the menu page. But we can see everything is not even making sense yet. The button is not what we have over here. You can see this button, but that's not what we have. The reason is that the styles are not working yet. The styles for this has been pasted. This one too has been pasted because it's in the main.css. But the menu.css style is not here yet. So I need to do that. I will first of all create the file here, menu.css. If you check the menu.html screen, the menu.css is linked already. You can see menu.css is linked already. So what I just need now is copy the code for menu.css. So I'll copy the code for menu.css, come to menu.css and paste it. And if I go back to my browser now, everything works fine. This is the one we are following. Don't forget. This is the one we are following, and this is the one we are just building. Okay. Now, appetizers, nothing is displayed. Nothing is working. Nothing. That action there, what you see here, when you click, that is showing all the um, menus, all food that are on the menu. What you see here is being done from the JavaScript. The JavaScript populates it. You can see it's working here and it's filtering it by the button you click. It's filtering it by the button you click. So I'm going to adjust mine. I'm going to make that JavaScript function work now. So going to my JavaScript, if I go to JavaScript, I'll create a file here, call it script, a folder rather, scripts.js. Now, in that script.js, I will create a file for the menu. I'm going to call it menu as well, menu.js. The reason why I'm splitting things is just to make your code readable. The HTML for menu is on one part, for the CSS for menu is in another file, the JavaScript for menu as well in another file, so as to make it, fun. Not fun, easy rather, so as to make it easy for people to, check. If another person wants to read our code in the nearest future, he will be able to read it without stress. So it's going to be interesting for the person too. Okay. Now, moving to the next, we have this menu, right? We'll just grab, not to grab it, let's just code it. So we see, I'll code it. Now, the first thing I want to do that won't be easy to type out is the data, the menu, the name of all those foods, the image attached to them, and all of that. And we'll explain it. Now, here we have what? An array of data. Now we have a lot of data on appetizers. Appetizers, we have the name of the food, the description, the price, the image, and a tag that is attached to it. For the number two food, we have antipasto platter, we have the description, we have the price, we have this image and a tag that is attached to that particular one. Thank you, David. We are for the third one, thank you, Augustine. For the third one, we have this name, calamari fritting. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Okay, description as well. We have the price, the image, and this one does not have a tag. And that's all for the appetizers, right? We have pastas too, a lot of pastas. That is for that. We have pizza. We have the main courses, we have the desserts, and that is the data we want to display over here. The data right here, the data we want to show. But you can see the data is just in text. How am I going to convert that data and make it look this awesome into like a card design? We are going to manipulate everything from JavaScript. We do the logic and make it, we just manipulate the whole screen. So when you come here, you see something that is rendered from JavaScript. Now go back to my code and then I'll start writing. Okay, the first thing, let's get access to the DOM elements. Oh, that's a mistake. Let's get access to the DOM elements. DOM elements. So I'm going to create a variable, a constant. This constant, um, just to get access to all those buttons. So whenever I click on any of those buttons, it will work. So tab BTNS for the buttons, then I'll say document dot query selector all. Query selector all. Now, because we have a lot of buttons, then I'm going to target the tab BTN. This is just like so that you can do the logic. You can be like, oh, what is it doing? What is the meaning of query selector? What does it mean? Yeah, we need all of this. So that's CONST, not TS. NST. You can see my ID is intelligence, and that's how an ID works. It is intelligence, can detect error, a lot of that. Not query. I need get element by ID. Get element by ID, and what's the name of the ID menu groups. Now, what I've just done here is I'm getting access to these two guys. This this guy right here, this tab BTN. I want to get access to every single button. So when I click on those buttons, you can see it says here tab BTN, right? So I'm getting access to these guys. These guys are tab BTN, which is the all item, the appetizer, the pasta. So whenever you click on it, I want to get access to them first. Then another thing I'm getting access to is this guy, where I'm going to load up the data into. Do you guys understand? So that's what I'm doing. Now, going to the next thing, I want to like set a current category. Current category. Okay. Now the current category will be the all. So whenever I land on that page, the first category is always this all item. You guys get that? The first category will be this all item because that's what I'm going to see first before I filter them out. Okay. Now let's move on. Now let's current category equals to all. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to initialize. Okay, if you have a question, please kindly use that chat, um, the form that was sent. Documents dot add event listener. This event listener is okay. I want to add event listener to something, which is when the page loads. When the page loads, that's what I'm doing. When the page loads, what did I want? I want to attach a callback function. This callback function will fire when the page loads. So I want to create two other functions. I'm going to say display menu, two other functions that I'm going to run. I'll pass in the all. Now I'm commenting out the code because we don't need it yet. So I'll say set up tab listeners. So this tab listeners, I'm going to set it up. So this tab listeners will get, whenever I click on any of the tabs, whenever I click on any of the tabs, yes, this session is recorded. Abdullah Abubakar, the session is being recorded, yes. So whenever I click on the tabs, it's going to, fire for me. Now, let me set up the tab listeners. So whenever I click on any of those buttons, I want to set up the tab listeners. So I'll say set up tab button listener. I'm commenting the code so it can be readable. I'll set up a function. Let me just copy the name from here so of me typing it. A tab listener. So let me uncomment this because I've written the function. Okay. Tab listeners. Then I'll open this function and I'll say tab BTN. You know, I just showed you those tabs. Now I'm using that tab. I want to know whenever I click on it. I'll say tab BTN dot for each tab for each button. So if I click on any of them, what should happen? I'll say btn.add event listener. I want to add event listener to whichever one I click on. It's a click event. Now that click event, the click event, which is going to be whenever I click on it, I'm going to get the category. The category from that, now call it btn dot this kind of fast data set dot category. The data set mistake data set dot category. Now the data set dot category is this guy. This data dash category. That's what I'm getting access to, right? So data set dot category. Then we move. I'm going to set active. This is also a function. Set active tab to a BTN. The tab I just clicked on. We are going to create this function after. I'll create it after. Then display menu. Display menu. PLAY. I'll display the menu. The menu will be what? Category. You're passing that category. The category we get from here, I'll pass it down there. So let me uncomment this. We do it after. Okay? Stay the mistake of here. Absent. And that's how sometimes mistake will happen. And you'll be like, oh, what happened? What just happened? Okay, let's fix it. Now I'm done. I'll fix that. Okay. The next one is we have those buttons. We want to set the active tab. Let me just copy that active tab and then I will explain it. I will explain the code. Now I'll place this guy. Set the active tab. Now this function, I'm passing the bit here. Then what I'm just doing is I want to just add a click event. Like, oh, just add a, dot active so that it's going to add this color. So when it's active, whichever one that is active, you will see this red on it. The one that is active is going to switch the color. If I'm doing it now, when I click, you can see it's not switching. But if it is, if that function is done, if I've completed everything, when we click on it, this is going to put the active one on that particular button I just clicked on. Do you understand? But right now, what we have here, all item is the active one, and we cannot even see anything right here for now. So let's move on. Now that's the set active tabs. Okay. Now the next thing is let me just copy I'll say the display menu items. I'll copy it. I have to copy it because of that. Now I will explain. No problem. Now to display, we've used the display menu. This one, we've used display menu here and we've used display menu. The display menu is going to get the category we just clicked on. And if we do not click on any category, that's this function right here. If we do not click on any category, that means the active category is the all. Is that not? When we load the page, the active category is the all. So active category will be all if we do not click on any of the buttons, and it's going to show all the data we have right here. We're not going to filter it by anything. It will show everything. So that's what this guy saying. It shows show all items. There's objects in this guy dots for each maps it out and show it. But if I click on any of the category, it's going to pass that category down to the items to show. The item to show is empty. If the active category is all, it's going to show this. But if the active category is not all, it will pick the category itself, which is this guy that was passed from here. What is it? That was passed from here. Okay. JavaScript is a little bit, you say, oh, it was passed from here, it's got here, and all of that. Yeah. So that's how it works. That's the logic. It is interactive in front, but logic make those things happen behind the scene. All right. Now, and if there's nothing to show, it's going to print out this. And if I want to display it, if I want to display the guys, those cards, I want to display those cards. I'm passing every single item in this item to show. After I filtered it out from here, if this is to show all items, then I'll get all the items. Then I'm going to display it. This create menu items element will display those items for me. Now I need to create this function, create menu item element, so that I can look through those cards, right? So I'll come back now to look through those cards. I'll create the function. By the way, this project is just not that. Let me copy the name. Copy the name of this. Is just pure HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Pure HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. That's what we use. So I'm going to copy the code for that too. I'll just copy it and then I'll paste it. Let me paste, and this guy accepts item as an argument. Okay. Now, with this, I guess everything should work now. Let's test it out. Let's test it out. 1 second. Okay. Let's go to my this now. If I should refresh. Have I linked it? I guess I have. After that, oh, it's not showing. Oh, that's fine. Let's send it. Let's find out. Um, okay, when the page loads, set of active tabs. Okay, this has been done. This page too is available display and gets all. Okay, all, yeah. That's all. Yes, okay. Have I linked it? That's another thing we need to confirm. Is it linked scripts.menu.js? No, it's not. Oh, there's a mistake in the folder name. Oh, the name of the folder is not script.js. I was like, oh, it should work. It is scripts.js. Is it? Oh, yeah, it is good now. Everything should work. Let's go back. Okay, and that's it. Boom. It works. Now, this is what we have previously. This guy, this is the one we are following, right? And in mine, this is the one we are just building. If I should click on advertisers now, okay, thank God everything works. Now I'm going to faster and click, everything now works. Interesting, awesome, interesting. And that's like, that's how you encounter issues. Now the name of my folder is what just disrupt the whole thing. Save it as scripts.js, then I'm linking to scripts slash, and that's what caused the issue. So that's another thing that happens. When you are coding, you just face the comma may be the mistake, the full stop may be the mistake, and you won't know. Stressing over something that's already working, stressing over something that is like that is not working. Then you complain and for days. Like, oh, why is this thing not working? I'm tired, I'm messed up, and all of that. That's what we face as a programmer because we program things. Okay. Now we need to go to next screen. The time. Okay. So so that we can answer more questions, we can see this guy works, right? So what should I do? Oh, the other dots. You can see this page is not available yet, but it's available on this guy, the other page. So what I can do now is I will try to, just copy the whole code for this other.js, and we will stop here because of time. I will copy the whole code for this guy. We may not be able to build this last thing. We may not be able to build this last thing, but I'm going to do this one. So are we cool with that? Just use JS if we're cool with that. I'm not going to build the last screen, but I'll do this screen. If I do this screen, I'll just, map everything out, then just explain. Okay. All right. So go back to my code here. I'm going to create a new file of order.html. Okay. Now let me copy the code for order.html. Copy it. Copy. Hey. Find this interesting. Coding is interesting. Yes or no? If you decide me, I'll be great. That will be good. But if you will not, oh, thank you, Austin. Oh, Austin is one of my #1 fans. It's just, instant instruction. Oh, I have Divine. Thank you, Divine. Coding is great. Oh, do you find it boring? It's interesting. You can see when I started this seminar, it's not even interesting. I was like, oh, but when I started doing the logics, logics is interesting. You do something, you manipulate all of that, it comes to life. So I love that. Okay, let's go back. I'll create a CSS. We have order.css. Oh, der. I want to make another big mistake by not naming it correctly. Oops. Thank God I caught it earlier. Okay, copy the code for the CSS. Copy the code for all. Command A paste. And I've pasted that. The next thing is let's preview first before we do JavaScript. So, okay, in the order. Oh, this is the previous one. Now I'm in order. Let's go back to menu. We are in menu, right? You can see the first selected one is the all items. Based on that category, let's category equals to all that we included in the code. Logic. Now let's go order. On the other, we have this guy. The layout is there, but no data yet. What is wrong? Can somebody just tell me in the chat? I will wait. What is wrong? Nothing is working. It's not working. What is wrong? We can see it's beautiful. We can see the structure, but nothing is working. The functions, clicking on this, nothing is working. What is wrong? Can somebody help me?
I guess I've not validated.
Yes, thank you very much. What is the name?
David,
David. Yes, thank you. My number two fan. Thank you, David. Okay, so I haven't done the validation and go with the logic behind the scene of that. So we go to the JavaScript now, which is done. The validation and the logic is done with JavaScript. So go back to my code. In my JavaScript file, I will create, I'll say order.js. Bam, created. So the next thing is, let me just copy some of those codes, then I will explain. In the order.js, I'll copy some of the codes. Order.js. Okay, let me see. I think we have like three, four things in there. We have like two main logic in that particular guy. We have the one that lists us the product here, and we have this order where the product shows. You have to click on add to carts, so you can see the number. Let's just count. Number one, we need to filter items right here. That is one. Whenever we click on this button, we bring whatever we do here into this place. That is two. And if we increment and decrement here, that is three. And then the last thing, which is this remove, that is four. It's more than four, but when we group them, it's more than four. But when we group them, let's just count like four, like basic. Okay. And for the last one, this is the proceed to checkout. Okay, let's say five things. And we have not even done one yet. Okay, so because of time, I think I will have to just paste all, then explain. Okay. I think I've copied. Have I copied? Yeah, I have. I've copied. Okay. Now, just like we have it for the menu, we also have the data here too. That's the first thing. We have the data. This data is a demo data. If it had been a data from my backend, for example, I'm not going to first of all write it out like this. This is just like, oh, I'm trying to simulate a data coming from my backend type of experience. Do you understand that? So we don't have to do this in our code. It's just a demo data to simulate like, oh, the data is actually coming from a real life application, the way I understand it. Okay. Now, the cart management, the cart is empty for now. I have a tax rate. And for the jobs, we need to get access to different elements here. We get access to the category button, which is the one up here. This button, this is the category button. We get access to that. We get access to, okay, we get access to the initialize order page. So when the page loads, just like we did on the menu page, when the page loads, we want to display all menu. Then set of category listeners, this one that is going to check whenever we click on any of those buttons. This is just like I'm waking somebody up to be at alert. Oh, wake up. It's 7 o'clock. Just waking it up to be at alert. Same thing here. Just waking it up to. I'm not doing anything. Is in those function, in this function and this function, there is and oops, Wait. Oh my days. What is wrong? Says the meeting is about to end at a scheduled time or so. Okay. Hope you guys can see hear me. Oh, thank
Yes, sir.
you,
Yes, sir.
Divine.
Yes, sir.
Oh, now Divine is one of my number one fan. I need it. Thank you. All right. So moving on. Um, I was explaining. I said this is just, if you have questions, please use that chat. We're going to answer our questions. We're going to answer our questions. Just use that link. Use that, not this. Don't drop questions in the chat box here. Just use that so we can have the questions in one place, not reading questions from different places. Okay. Um, then the category listeners here, I'm just checking for whichever of those buttons I click on so I can filter what's it called, the menu. And for the next one, set active category. I want to make any category I click on to have this background color, this color. So whenever I click on any, the background color should show on that particular button. If I click on pasta now, it's going to move from main to pasta. If I click on all, that color will move from pasta to all. You will understand it. Now, go back, display menu item for ordering. This is where I now look through the item so I can show it to you and you will be able to click on that add to cart, this function here, so that you'll be able to click on this add to cart and everything will work. Okay. Moving to the next, which is okay. All right. Now create other menu item. Create other menu item. Okay. So, sorry, 1 second, please. Now moving on. Hope you guys can still hear me. Okay, here I said this is just to display the item. And right here, I'm rendering this guy from this HTML. This is the HTML that's rendering the whole thing. This HTML, you can see this add to cart button. This add to cart is a button. This is where I'm rendering it to the HTML. And this is where I'm attaching it. I'm passing it back to my HTML file. This append child does that for me. I'm appending whatever I'm looking through here into that menu items container. And this is the menu items container in HTML. Where is it at? Order, incoming, should be here. This is order, menu items container. Oops. Let me check. Oh, menu items container should be up, sorry. Menu items container is this element, order menu items. Order menu items, and this is it. So I was confused. I was like, what am I doing? Order menu items, this is it here. The reference is just what we have up here, and I changed the name. So menu items container. So we are here. All right. So I'm looking at, and every single menu has this button that says add to cart, and that add to cart is also doing something. If you click on it, it's adding that item to the cart. And this add to cart is here, down here. So when you click on that button, add to cart, it will get the ID of that button. When it gets the ID, it will pass it to this guy, and this guy will try to find, it will find that element, that particular ID, because every product at the top here has an ID. You can see ID 4, unique identification for each one. So ID 1, ID 2, ID 3, ID 4, like that. So it will get the unique identification for each, and it will find that item, and if it finds that item, it's going to add it to this guy. Okay. Now, and if there is, and if we push it to my cart, when you push it to the cart, it will update the cart and show this feedback. The feedback is that item has been added and all of that. And when I remove from cart, this is the remove function that will filter and remove the element from cart. And if I update the item to This is the increment and decrements that will do that for me now. And this guy updates my cards. If I remove item, if I add new one, this guy will do it for me. And every time I'm doing that, when I update my cards, I'm also updating the card total, the cards total. I'm updating it. Now, this place is the one that creates the element for me in my cards. Now, if I should click on add to cards, if I click on add to cards, check it up here, add to cards. If I click on add to cards, it's pushing this guy and it's updating my cards. That updates my cards display is this guy here that will update my cards. And then this one, it creates cart item elements that will put that plus and minus for me. So when I click on plus, 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 it will work. When I click on minus, 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 it works. These are the two buttons. And this one updates the cards total. Okay, this is where the item added to cards. You can see this one. You can see this page is a little bit long because there are a lot of functions that are there. Okay, and then if I click on checkout, I just print an alert that says, thank you for your order, blah, 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 that will display. And that's all. That's all. So if I should go back now to the one we are building, everything should work fine now. So appetizers, pastas, you can see it's filtering it, pizza, mains. That's the first. It's a little bit not responding. Okay. Desserts, you can see mains, okay, pizzas, pastas, and if I click on add to cart, you can see somewhere something from the pasta. If I go to desserts and add to cart as well, you can see I have a pasta, then I order desserts too. I can order from appetizers. When I click on appetizers, I can just, oh, give me this. I love this. I will take two of these or four of these. I'll take. And notice something, you cannot. If you try it now, if I should add something, and it shows okay, add to that, and it shows one. If I should press on this minus, it will remove it because it assumes I'm telling it to remove the elements from my card. Now, this is minus. If I should reduce, it's supposed to be a zero, right? Instead of it being a zero, it's going to remove this thing from my card. Remove. Instead of clicking on remove, I just decrease it. And something I've added before, just like calamari fritty, this one, if I should click on it again, instead of it adding a new one for me, it will just increment it, add. You can see. Instead of me doing the increments, if I click on it, it says that, oh, this calamari fritty is already in the list. If I should click on add, it just increments it. And when I click on then proceed to check out, this is what I did. But in real life, you do not want to display this thing this way. You want to give the person another screen that will tell the person the summary of the order, and the person just say proceed to payments from there. And when they proceed to payments, they pay for their food and they pay for delivery if you do logistics. They pay for food, pay for delivery. And this is just like a simple app that you can just, build on. If you have a restaurant site, you can just use this type of thing and boom. Awesome. Okay, that will be all because of time. Thank you very much for listening. This is awesome. It's nice just showing you guys our content. Okay, so Joe, you guys should not leave yet. I have like just like it's an announcement. I'll do Q and A now. After the Q and A, I have like a an announcement, like a package, a surprise for us, a gift for those of us that attended. So I have a gift that I want to share with you guys at the end of um, this masterclass. At the end of the session. So we go to Q&A now. I'll be taking Q&A now, and then I'll be answering questions. Okay. Over to you, Miss Sarah. Are you still there?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Farouk. Please let's use our emoji to appreciate Mr. Farouk. Thank you so much. That was very educative, that was impactful. We really learned a lot. Even those who know nothing about front-end engineering would say something about it now. Thank you very much. Really appreciate. Okay, proceeding. We have questions from the audience, and I'll be asking few questions from here because we have a whole of it, and the time is not by our side. So the first question here states that at the end of the lesson, okay, is there any schedule for weekly meeting? Is there any schedule for weekly meeting? I want us to touch every question regardless of the simplicity of the question. So can you just answer that in very fast rate? Is there any schedule for weekly meetings? Like, if I understand this person question, saying, what do we have something like this every week? So can you answer that?
Okay. The for that particular question, is there any schedule for weekly meeting? Okay. So wait for my announcement. I think I will answer that in my announcement. So thank you very much for that.
Okay. Then the next question is there any job opportunity after finishing the course? Is there any job opportunity? That is, if they are going to learn this course, is there any job opportunity after learning it?
All right. So I think this particular question, I will explain more in the surprise or the announcement at the end. But let me just for this particular thing we just did today, this is just a masterclass. But in front end, the job opportunity is wide. You have a lot of job opportunities. Just like I explained in my slide, you have a lot of job opportunities.
Okay. All right. This person, the robot, said, as someone who has built a solid foundation in front-end development, what strategy roadmap would you recommend for transitioning into full stack balance, depth in front-end mastering while expanding into back-end technologies, architecture, and development skills?
Okay, so I kind of noticed you are reading from the chat, but I think there is a question, there is a link. Let's read from that so we don't, for those that if you have any question, use that link, please, so that we don't, skip those that have sent questions to the Q&A. We can read questions from one source. Can we read question from there? Okay, I think I'm on that page now. I'm on that form where I can read questions out. Okay. So somebody says, let me read out the questions. 1 second. All right, so I will read the last question Miss Sarah asked me. She said, roadmap. Okay, roadmap. Okay. So from my slide, you said I explained. I said it will help you transition from to a full stack developer. So the first step to becoming a front end engineer is to start with the core technology, which is the HTML, CSS, and the JavaScript. When you start with that, you can go for frameworks. And when you are done with the, what's it called? When you're done with the front end engineering, you can then move to back end technology where you can as well learn some languages like Python, Java, PHP, and the likes, so that you can become a full stack engineer. Okay, so for the questions we have on the what's it called on the screen, I have somebody. I have oh, sorry, I may be pronouncing the name wrong. I have Tatek. Okay, I think I did pronounce it right. It says, what's the difference between SMSS and JavaScript? What do we use the block type XML declaration? Okay, why do we use it? What's the difference between block level and inline elements? Oh, I think this person already has some knowledge on HTML. So this question. So the first is what's the difference between SMSS and JavaScript? There are different technologies. HTML, I think I explained that in my slide. HTML for structure, CSS for style, JavaScript for interactivity and logic. Okay. And why do we use doc type HTML declaration? Okay, the reason why we use doc type HTML declaration is so your browser will recognize that, oh, this particular file is an HTML file. Do you get that? And for the last, what's the difference between block level and inline elements? Let's write the questions. Can I? Okay, this is the question that was asked. Okay, that's the question on the chat. That's the question that was asked. What's the difference between block level and inline elements? So block level elements are elements that does not accommodate any other elements beside them, while inline elements are elements that accommodate another element beside them. Do you understand that? Okay, so we will answer your questions. Let's take some from the Q&A from that form. Let's take some from that piece. Okay. Okay. So we'll move. Let me read some questions more. We
Okay,
have
this person is asking.
how can oh yeah, go on.
Okay, this person asks, which app am I going to use for the coding
You
if
are
I am
welcome,
using
Tate. Which what?
which app am I going to use for this coding if I am using phone?
Okay, so I do not particularly know which app, but I recommend you use your laptop. But there are some, yes, for some people, they try use their phone to code, but I don't really know of any app at this moment. Okay, I don't really know any app at this moment. But if you can get a laptop, good. Okay, another question. I think I have another question here. Yeah. This is from Adiwas Abuka. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, my bad. Okay, I hope this message finds you well. Okay. I applied for Ascent Learn scholarship. I haven't received email inviting me to register. I have received an email inviting me to register for content, which uh, okay, this is just a message. You register for data camp. Okay, that's awesome. But this particular is just for you to, if you're interested in front end, that's what the masterclass. I think that's why it gets the name. It's not because you register for data camp. That's why they are pushing it to front end. So it is the general message for everyone in our database to just register for a masterclass if they are interested. It's not associated with data camp. Okay, I have Ruben. It says how many a week to learn this section and how long does it take? Okay, so maybe I should just like tell you my announcements now. So I have an announcement. If you are interested, I think it's on the shared. If you're interested in this content program, there is a contact that has been shared. You have a lot of opportunities. You can see even if you are using AI to learn this course, even if you are using AI, you need to understand the technicality of it. Just like when I have a bug, if I don't know what can cause it, I won't be able to quickly solve it as fast. It looks fast, but if you are not good with that technology or you're not good with it, you won't be able to solve it as fast as I did. So it's because I have the knowledge of that particular thing and I know what could go wrong. That is why I was able to fix it as fast as I could, as fast as I was able to do it. And it was just like, oh, it just changed something. Yes, it will look like that because I know what may go wrong in it. So if you are interested in doing it, you can just message that number in the chat. Okay. Let me take another question. Okay, so let me take another question. Oh, I think I'm still on that question. How many ways to learn? All right. So this particular course, if you want to learn, I will take you personally. Within 8 weeks, you are going to be good at it. Within 8 weeks, you'll be good at it. You'll be able to build a lot of things. I'm part of the instructor that will take you for this course. I am part of the instructor that will take you for this course. So Robel, if you are interested, just message that WhatsApp number. This is just an opportunity created for people powered by Ascent, but I'm just part of those. It's not solely like, oh, Ascent is, you understand? You know, if you check Ascent sites, you will say that, okay, like this is Ascent's job. But now I'm just like trying to help people as well to make you learn. You understand? So I will personally teach you this particular course front end. You can say we didn't do something, we didn't do Tailwind, we didn't do React, Vue, and all of that. We didn't do it. So personally, I will try to help you become good and expert in front end. So everything we didn't teach with in a slow pace, we teach it. I'm going fast. I was not able to explain a lot. So you get explanation, you get detailed explanation, you get, classes, and the classes will range for 8 weeks. Do you guys get that? So if you are interested, that WhatsApp number that was shared, just message
Hello,
it.
sir.
Just message that WhatsApp number if you're interested. I will take more
Okay,
questions.
sir.
Just even if you have
Hello,
more
sir.
questions, just signify. David, I can hear you go
Hello.
on.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I wanted to ask concerning what you just did now. Are you still going to share us with the link to
Yeah, I'll share
the
it in
one you
it.
just did?
I'll share it in it. Don't worry. You
Okay.
get the resources, the
All right. Thank
slides,
you, sir.
the code, you get it. You get it in your mail. Just check your mail maybe before next week. Okay. You get it in your mail. Okay, so let's take more questions. Let's take more questions. Don't forget if you're interested in that course, the space I will there is no availability to go with a lot of people. So we have limited space just because of my own schedule too. But if you are interested, just message that number and then the discussion starts. Okay, just message that number if you're interested. There is limited space for people, not a lot of space. Limited, please. Limited space. Okay, the link and the WhatsApp has been shared. There is limited space. Okay, so thank you very much. If you're interested, you can just message that number on WhatsApp or you call that number if you are interested. Okay, more questions,
Content
please.
engineering.
Okay, I have next reading. It says, how many months need this program? What's the schedule? I think I have answered that. This is just on my own will. It's a 8 weeks program, and we have limited space based on my schedule too. So, if you're interested, the number on the screen and the link, just message that number. The discussion starts from there. Just message that number, like, okay, I'm interested in this, then okay, we start from there. And I would like, if you are really committed to learning this thing, don't just let's come and waste time. Just if you are interested, please. Okay. Now going to the next. Abdullah, it says which mobile can I use for programming? Okay, I think I've answered that. And are we going to have certificate at the end of this program? Okay, for this master class, there's no certificate for this master class. But if you are interested in learning it fully, there will be certificate for that program. That is 100% guaranteed. Okay,
Okay.
someone says, as someone with a strong background in front end, which step will you suggest for moving into full stack? I want to maintain my expertise in front end skills while also learning and not about back end technologies. Okay, if for that person, it says this from Ethiopia, all right, that is awesome. I think Millennium Mesha. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing my name wrong. My gosh, just permit me. Permit me. Okay, the person says if you want to learn backend, we should have another backend masterclass. There will be backend masterclass. You can join the backend masterclass, but if you want to transition into backend, you just need to learn backend languages like Java, Python, Go, Node.js, and the likes. So become a
Okay.
backend engineer. So you can just watch out, follow our page to keep an eye on our pages, follow our page for the backend masterclass so that you can get the backend updates whenever you want to start backend masterclass. You can check out the LinkedIn, our Instagram, and YouTube. check out those. But in the email you receive, you will see Ascent, what's it called? Ascent link in all the Facebook, LinkedIn, all social media accounts is inside the mail. You can just click on them, follow that page, so you won't miss when the announcement is out for backend masterclass. Okay, another question from Sags. It says, what have we learned today? Just feel like, okay, I don't know the functionality. Yeah, that's how it feels. That's how it feels because of time. Because of time, that's how it feels. So that's why we like I just like bring that offer for us to. So if you want to take step-by-step knowledge, so just contact the number on your screen. If it's a step-by-step knowledge, if you need a step-by-step knowledge. Everything cannot be taken in 2 hours. It's not possible. It's not possible. You won't get a dime of whatever I teach. Even if I want to carefully teach you a dime whatever I say, you won't get it. So, and we're not going to cover a lot. We will stick on HTML for 2 hours and you won't understand. I bet. So, if you want a step-by-step knowledge, so just message this number on the screen. Any certificate today? I think I've answered that. There's no certificate for this masterclass. No certificate. But if you need a certificate for front end, just message that number on your screen and join the program itself if you're interested. With the job opportunity for any professional, yeah, I don't get this question from Asma. I don't think I got it. Okay, let me take
Okay.
another question.
This person said, is there a job opportunity after finishing the course?
Job opportunity after finishing the course. So for the course, we don't guarantee you get job. We don't guarantee we will give you job. But for this masterclass, but for the Ascent program, Ascent offers a job guaranteed training. If you train with Ascent, you get a job guaranteed training. So also, Ascent has this particular scholarship. They also not a scholarship; it's a partnership with a particular organization. Oh, 1 second, please. I think I need to attend. Okay. So for that, if you, yes, Sarah, can you read out the question once again, please?
I said, is there any job opportunity after finishing the course?
Okay. So as Ascent Tech offers a guaranteed job on training on their premium course. I said, but this one I'm talking about this one that I'm asking you to message a number is like kind of like a personal um, um, thing. So if you are interested, just message the number on the screen. It will be shared after. Just message the number. So that is it. But for that particular training, there is no job guaranteed. This, but it is for the HOs. Also, so if you join this training, I have a $20,000 worth of resources I'm going to share with you. A $20,000. You have a lot of resources. You have domains, different domains that you're going to get in that resources. You have different domains. You have you can it's on the screen. It's shared on the screen. Different domains. You can get domains to host your site. You have access to GitHub certificates, content master. You have a lot of resources. This particular resources is worth over $20,000. So if you join the program, I have that resources to share with you. So when that phone number shows up on the screen again, just click on it, send a WhatsApp, or you can just chat that number on WhatsApp. You can call too, whichever is fine. So just for those that are willing to join the program, it's for 8 weeks. So in order for you not to miss limited space, though, we have limited space. So just message that number to claim your spot. We have a lot of resources in there. It's worth over $20,000. So if you don't want to miss that too, just send a message to that number on your screen. Okay. Can we take more questions? More questions?
The question says, this opportunity you granted, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, this opportunity you gave today that they should go ahead and send a message to the WhatsApp, the number given. Now, that someone is asking here that would there be practical learning or just presentations?
For the WhatsApp message, right?
No, for this opportunity you created for us, would there be a practical learning or just
Yeah,
presentations?
yes. No, 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 no. It's not presentation. It's practical. You learn step by step. It is practical. It is step by step lessons. It's just from ground up, from beginner level. If you don't know it, it's from beginner level, and you'll be a content developer 100%. It's from beginner level, not is not presentation. Presentation is even going to be the just little presentation, and the rest is practical and theory. Why something is this? Why this is that? Not just presentation. Oh, this no 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 no. It's a practical lesson. I think I've
Okay.
answered that.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Thank you very much for that. Okay,
Any other question?
most of the questions asked here are repeated, like how are we going to and how providing for us or we going to search for it. So you've answered most of the questions. These questions were just repeated. So I guess as you have said earlier, what they need to do is to go through that number, drop the message in that number, and everything will be done. So do you have any other thing to say, Mr. Farouk, before we wrap?
Okay, I think I have one more question here. The person says, "How can someone like me hungry for mastering the skill of front-end development, align with the vision of Ascent Tech of Africa, not just through this masterclass, but perhaps in direct contribution to your project or team in the near future." Okay, this person that is hungry for mastering the skills, yes, it is possible. Just message that number two. Let me know your name, which is Mesha Yuma Millennium. Just message the number to you have an open check. It's open. Just come there. Let's know what you have and we can discuss. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Thank you for waiting this long. Hope you get one or two things. It's not easy. Yes, it's not easy. It is it's a dedication, a commitment. You can become a front-end engineer and you can as well build the Google for Africa or you build the Amazon for Africa. So it's nice speaking. It's nice speaking with you all today. Hope you learn one or two. Thank you very much. I am Paul Shibala. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Mr. Farouk. Please let's appreciate Mr. Farouk. Thank you very much. Now, here this is the moment we have been waiting for, the reward. That's a great reward. Very great opportunity. It's a stepping stone to your to achieve more success. If you're ready to learn a tech course, as he has said, and you are not financially stable right now, don't let that stop you. That's not a stopping bridge. Just head over to the comment section as said and look for the number. You will see there. Just drop a message. That's your first step. And after that, we get started. Now, the who is I have a question for you, audience, who is ready to learn this and actually step into the opportunities with your emojis. Let me see you. If you're ready to step into those opportunities with your emoji, let me see you. Very well, very well. And you won't regret this. I believe this is a stepping stone. So once again, thank you all for being here. Thank you very much. This has been the front end engineering masterclass, and we can't wait to see you in the next session. So until then, keep learning, keep building yourself, keep investing in yourself, and also keep growing. I remain Sarah Bamidele Uluwati, your moderator for today. Do have a wonderful day.
Hello.